Alright everyone, hello and welcome back. Just realized I was down for an hour and a half. OBS said I was still streaming. I thought my internet had cut out for just a second and it restarted the stream back up. Did not in fact do that. You guys lost an hour and a half of me speaking into the void. Rough. I don't know what to tell you. Here's what it is, my internet sucks ass. I think it's my Wi-Fi adapter actually, but it's a mix of it for sure. Anywho, doesn't matter much. We're still making art. Still making art. Right now we're listening to Windows 96's... Yeah, that's a weird way to say that. Windows 96's album, How to See Through Walls. Came out a couple years ago. Probably one of my favorite albums. What is this? Google AdSense! Why is this in the playlist? I do not care about your disciplined strategy. I think it's over. That's the name of the song, by the way. I think I'm funny. I think I'm hilarious. We also have another 57-minute video in this queue. Can we get... what is this? Who did this? Whose fucking playlist is this? Okay. We'll skip it when we get to it. That's ridiculous. Anyways. Oh, welcome back. Let me show you where we're at on the Kiwi. The foot is, like, basically there. The shape of it, at least. It's kind of looking right. It's looking right. We need to, like, position the foot a little bit. Like, if we were to center its mass. And then rotate it. That's kind of like where we want the Kiwi to be. When it's all rigged and done. You know, I went into like everything about joints and animation techniques and stuff. You guys lost an hour of me talking. You guys were robbed. You guys weren't robbed. You guys were saved. Let's be real. But, yeah. This is where we're at. We're pretty close. We need to make the little hangnail for our boy, the Kiwi. I don't know how much you guys missed. Honestly, it wasn't much. Let's be real. I talked about some games here and there. I think some movies. You know, what are you guys watching? What you guys playing? What you guys enjoying this summer? Feel free to, you know, sound off. But before I had realized I was off, I was going to promise you guys a little snippet of what I'm working on, and I intend to deliver on that, even though you guys didn't hear the promise. So I'm actually going to pause Windows 96 here, and we're going to move over to Premiere. We have a little Trigun edit for you. It's a lot of fun. I started working on this on Sunday, just out of the blue, because I was like, I'm finished with my video. I've been waiting to finish this stupid video that comes out on Friday for 3 months now. I've been itching to sit down with this because I was watching Trigun in the background while I was doing this, and I fell in love with it. It's such a good little show. It's such a treat. And I'm really trying to move my channel in a direction where the vibes are just off the chain, you know? We're looking for like late night block vibes. And you know, no better way to find that than like something like Studio Madhouse, the Studio Madhouse Trigun from the 90s. Very, very reminiscent of something like Cowboy Bebop or something you might find on Toonami. I don't know if they did air this on Toonami. I'd wager they did. I'd wager they did. If I looked it up, I'd probably say, yeah, of course. Of course. But I felt like creating a bump style edit of it, and it's not finished yet. I have a couple of like clips here and there of it, but you know what? You guys gotta get an early preview of what I'm working on, because I feel like it. This one has been a lot of fun to put together, and I plan to finish it up pretty soon. It's really not gonna be that long or that grand, and I'll release it under my Bustling Kiwi channel, just for the hell of it. Should be a fun time. But here's a quick preview of it. Let me blow this up, and I might even switch you to the other screen so you guys can watch it even better. Here it goes. Let me move this. Or actually, yeah. All right. Okay, that's it. After that little hello, I'm not. I need to get some other video clips of a certain character talking. I also have like another tidbit here with the character Wolfwood from the show. It did initially have some music, and then I moved the music on accident, and I need to resync it all. But hey, we're working with it. That's what all it is right now, but it's a lot of fun. I put that together in like an afternoon. It's supposed to feel like a trailer, and I think it about gets that vibe. We're having a lot of fun with it. It should be released not too long. I plan to release this video that comes out on Friday. A couple of shorts for it. I have like an Adult Swim-esque like bump that comes out like a week later. It's really short. People have already seen it too. It's a re-upload of something that I posted to TikTok a good while back. Just trying to get the vibes rolling for Bustling Kiwi, and then Trigun edit, followed by hopefully Kiwi stuff. The like 2 weeks after that. That's why I'm working on this right now. So, oh, excuse me. I have some plans for the summer. They're pretty low scale, and I have some bigger projects working in the background, but I mostly need to, write those out and script them. But mostly need to, write those out and script them. But I don't know if this is still streaming. I have my doubts that it is, and I don't exactly know how to check that. Oh, is it still going? Are we still here, chat? I can't tell. I don't know if this is still... Okay, I guess I am. My internet hates me. I don't know what it is. Like my actual... I use like Xfinity. I guess don't use Xfinity. Sucks ass. In the Colorado area. It always disconnects me. And it's not my Wi-Fi adapter because I have the energy saving mode turned off and everything. It's just... very well just be my adapter though, in general. Maybe it's just bad adapter. I've had it for a good while now, at least 4 years. So it probably needs a new upgrade, but I don't need that right now. I don't stream enough for me to warrant it, and I don't play enough online games where it matters. So, I get what I need out of it. Let's get back to some music. And some more vibes. Hope all is well with you. Alright, so what we really need to do right now is kind of create the nail, and then we can start marking seams and creases, and honestly, this thing's practically there. I mean, we need to sculpt it, because I really do want to sculpt it. I'd say we're going to be working on this for another hour, another firm hour, so I don't really want to work on it for another hour right now, but I should. Simple as that. It did not want to select all these edges for some reason. Anyways, back to what I was asking. Anybody playing anything fun this summer? Going anywhere fun this summer? Or watching anything fun this summer? What are your big plans? I hope you plan to spend the summer as best as possible. Don't worry, we're gonna mirror everything. We're just gonna affect one half, delete the other half, and then mirror it. So not all of this work will go to waste, I promise. And lastly, we sort of need to do that here, so... oh, my computer's lagging. Doesn't like me. I think it might be something to do with the transforms naturally. And the pivot point. Cursor to selected. Object set origin. Origin 3D cursor. And then we have that all set up. Save. Here. Perfect. Actually, I don't know if it actually merged the verts. Sometimes it's right on. Sometimes it's not. Yeah, see? I don't know what it is. And if you do it too much, it becomes a problem. Okay, looks like that worked. Perfect. Alright, now we have our foot, essentially. We just need to add the nails on. We could probably angle the back of this foot up a little. This is more of like chicken foot almost. And if you look at the reference image, I suppose, ignore all of my bad organization skills. The back of it does, it's elevated a little. Just a little, nothing too crazy. So I'm just gonna do something like this. Hell yeah. We could like rotate this something like that. But really we have achieved the shape we're looking for the foot. I really don't know how much more I could do. There's a couple geometry loops I could be better about. This high valence point is definitely not something I'm very proud of. And if we subdivide it, I mean it looks like a bird foot, I suppose. It has all the joint topology we want for animation. Don't like this song for the album. It's too loud. Oh yeah, starting an online business is an exciting journey. Don't know why that's in the playlist. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna mark some of these seams as hard, or some of these edges as hard, which is something you have to do in Blender, which kind of gets around having to like create bevels for them. So when it comes to animation, you have less topology to work with. So I guess it's, you know, not bad, but it definitely won't transition well to like other programs. But that's okay. So we're gonna select all the edges we just want there to be basically a crease on. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get to watch the back rooms this Sunday. I'm rather excited. Haven't gotten to check that one out yet, but I've heard a lot of buzz about it. We've already watched Obsession. Obsession was a great time. Would recommend. Time and time again. I recommended it to a couple of coworkers and friends, and they went to see it, and they enjoyed it thoroughly. They got him. It was a little spooky dooky. And it was spooky dooky. First time I've been scared by a film proper in a long time. Usually I'm like a desensitized, stone-faced person when it comes to films. Usually I sit back there and I'm like dissecting shots because I want to recreate things for myself, or like I start wondering like how'd they pull that off. But no, not in this film. This film had me like glued to my seat, and it had me pissing myself. I was not pissing myself. But it, yeah, definitely a good time. I'd followed the creator's work for a while before this, and I was looking forward to it very much so. And it delivered. We're gonna turn symmetry on, and we're gonna move this guy down a little. Perfect. So I just marked sharp on these, so like when we go to turn on this smooth, is that not how that works? Am I wrong? That's how that worked. What am I? Maybe let's do this. Okay, I think it was applying it to the subdivided model because I already had the modifier applied. Now it's back. See, perfect. Now that definitely looks strange, but you will not be seeing that, pretty much. Now there's got to be a way to set, I think I just saw it too. That's fine. Go back to my overlays. There we go. I'm a little confused by what it's asking me to do here. Set sharpness by angle. I assumed it would like decrease the harshness of it. Maybe not. I'm used to modeling in Maya, even still. Okay, we're just gonna call that fine then. Symmetry's not on. Alright. I think it's definitely where we want it to be. Doesn't he look a little goofy? Oh, he's a little scary. Giving you a look. That stare of death. Big guy Kiwi. We're gonna move the peer reference. It's probably confusing you a little. I'm still looking at these feet. Trying to get this shape and silhouette basically correct. We have some giant feet, but honestly, he's like a cartoonish Kiwi. That's perfect. That's perfect to me. Alright. Let's go into edit mode, take these faces. We're gonna delete half of him. Sure, everything's selected. Oh, my idiot, my dumbass. Sorry. I don't have Alt-C turned on. And honestly, this looks icky to look at. There we go. Make sure it didn't over-select anything. I think we are golden. Delete these faces. Perfect. I just kind of want to line this up before I do anything else. The nails will be really easy to add later. We don't need to worry about that much. Ooh, thinking about something else. That was not. You ever just get, just like a random thought? Just a random thought of like the cringiest moment of your life just pops in your head and you're just like, oh. And you have no idea where that thought came from or why you just thought of it, but it's just like, came back to haunt you. I just had one of those. Honestly, we could just close this off. Just, because we're not actually connecting this. It'll be two different objects kind of overlapping each other. Let's go ahead and turn that off. I think that it could be weird in the rig. Maybe we do connect them. Yeah, we probably should. Do we connect them? Not before we texture them, right? or like set up the seams. So I'm just afraid of like if I were to go into it, because I'm gonna create some topology right here in order to make it bend a little better, kind of like how we have these joints set up on the toes. But I'm thinking if they're separate objects, eventually if I like move this, there's, in theory, if I have it set up wrong, these verts up top are gonna like push out because of the bone, and it's gonna look something like this at one point, and that's gonna be like really annoying to deal with. So if I bind them together, I won't get that, you know? Oh, animation problems. I think we just connect them. I'm being stupid. Have to join the objects together, and then we're gonna start binding them. We'll probably have to give it a bevel too, and that's fine, that's expected. They line up pretty well actually. Did I grab something I shouldn't have grabbed? Yeah, I did. Okay, they don't line up as well as I thought. This is okay. We will fix it. It's a lot easier to fix it in Maya. Ooh. Ooh. Blender is just so imprecise with it. But that adds some character. Yeah, this is bad. This right here is really bad because this should be connecting like right there. It's all about edge flow. You want it to flow well, not like, I don't know, shoot off to the left or whatever it may be. And we're close, but not quite. Maybe we do have to do it this way. Oof. All right. I should say, by the way, the song for Trigun that I was using is No Beat by Dr. Donuts. It was made for the Trigun soundtrack. As soon as I heard it, I was like, ooh, I have to make an edit of this. Kind of like Adult Swim. Because it's just like a perfect drum and bass type song for it, for like a bump or an ad. It plays every time like there's some intense action in the show. And you know, I just kept hearing it and I loved it. I had to go find it. And I did eventually find it. It didn't take me long. I was able to actually Shazam the song. I didn't think I would be able to because I assumed it would be obscured by like the dialogue or the action. But no, I got it. Thank you, Shazam, for being good for once. I would have found it if I had just listened to the soundtrack eventually anyway, but then I'd have to sit through a couple of songs. Getting some weird shading errors. That's okay. It's kind of charming. Kinda. Ooh, I'm hungry. Edge slide. It's coming together. It's definitely coming together. Hell yeah. This is looking like a Kiwi. I'd say that's looking like a Kiwi. You may object. I might object to your objection. However, I don't know. Doesn't look like a Kiwi to you. Shout it out. Maybe I'll listen. I like this. I think that works really well. Cool. Trying to figure out how I should do the claws. I think I just do them separately and then mirror them over as well. Alright. Turn back my overlay. We're going to reposition the pivot point so I can mirror this whole object. Cursor. And then origin to cursor. Save. Before we mess anything else up, we're going to iterate our save. And mirror. Yeah, that's exactly what we were looking for. Yes. Yes. That's not at all what we were looking for. First, let's kill all the transformations. Basically freezing our transformations like in Maya. And then do the pivot point. And now it should be fine. Yep. No. It's close. Something's off though. Maybe that vertices just moved over a little bit more than the others. Or I don't know. Weird problem to have. Okay, that is better. Well, we shall accept that. I'm making sure it doesn't delete any geometry. Sometimes when you decide to merge vertices, like something like this, like where the beak is, it might pull this bottom vertice that we're looking at up, and that's definitely not what we're looking for. The Kiwi can be a bit wider, just by like 1 meter or so. I don't care about that. Just need to make sure that something like this just doesn't merge where it shouldn't. Alright, that's good enough. If I do it anymore, I'm afraid that it will start doing exactly what I just said. So we're going to apply this, and then we'll just hand deliver these vertices to each other. Like that. Anyways, but has a little crack. Perfect. Isn't he cute? Isn't he cute? Aw. Yeah, his feet are kind of big for him. But that's the cartoonish charm we're aiming for, I suppose. I think it works well enough. We'll figure it out once we're like really animating. I'll be like, Bryce, that was not okay. But frankly, I think it's charming. Oh. Let's turn off our overlay. Yeah, I think that works. He has like something to stand on. What a good boy. What a good boy. I initially made a Kiwi model way back when. That was not good. It was just like some balls stacked on each other. I definitely didn't go into too much detail. I don't even know if I still have it. I might have a rendered image. No, guess not. I'm sure if I ever find it, I'll like put it in my pure ref document and show it on another stream, because I do intend to stream more. I also need to be a bit better at talking to the camera. I'm a little weird. I'm sure you've noticed. I'm a little quirky. A white boy quirked up on a Thursday. It's Wednesday. That's what makes me quirky. I'm living in Thursday while you guys are living on Wednesday time. Actually, funny enough, is it Thursday yet in New Zealand? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it is. I'm living in Thursday. You guys are living in Wednesday. Don't ask me why I chose a Kiwi as like my model, like, oh my god, if I said it, like my persona. Don't ask me. I just like the Kiwi. He's a cool fella, cool, cute little guy. I have no affiliation to New Zealand. They just have cool birds. Alright, before we continue to mess things up, we are gonna save this. I want to try something, so we're gonna subdivide this whole model like a gazillion times. One more time, actually. Apply it. Take a look at this bad boy. Now, this is not something you would animate. Too much geometry to animate. But this is something I would like to sculpt. Okay, good. And the whole idea of where we're gonna go next is we're gonna like sculpt fur, almost like feathers. All of these little feathers, or this fur, I kind of want to stylize it. I don't know if that's the play or not. Maybe I just stylize that within my within Substance Painter. Probably the case. But like, I want to see if we can get like some quills on here. Don't know the hotkeys for the strength or the size of the brush here. Now this is just a test. I'm just testing some things. I definitely would probably need some more geometry to work with. And honestly, I don't think this is going to be worth it. Maybe I ought to stop while I'm ahead. Because honestly, he's pretty cute as is. Look. I can make him scary. And I can make him cute. There's definitely a lot I need to tweak here. I think I'm losing motivation. I'm getting tired. I need to eat food is what needs to happen. I mean, I had a pretty good smoothie before I started streaming today. Keeps me running. Plenty of honey, protein powder. It was like a blueberry and banana smoothie. Ooh, with some granola. It's pretty good. Pretty good. But it only lasts so long. I burn off a lot of calories just sitting here, honestly. Just how I am. How I was built. I'm built different. Let's see here. Maybe just go ahead and texture him. See what he looks like. Maybe a lot more will be red when all is said and done. The hair, though. Hair is not something I really mess with, to be honest with you. Hair is probably my weakest technique. Don't know anything, really, where to start, how to do anything of the sort. I'd have to go through some tutorials, figure all of that out. I don't even know how to, like, randomly simulate or, you know, create iterations of geometry in order to, like, populate the mesh without it crashing. So there's some knowledge I could gain there. And I don't know if... I assume that would definitely support my Kiwi, because he's a hairy furball. He literally is a ball of fur with a head and a beak. That's what he is. Like, if we look at this reference of a game called Kiwi, like, they clearly have some kind of hair generation going on that I think they got right. Or maybe it is, like, a mix. I assume it's like a mix. It almost looks like just fuzz. Like a noise texture. So this is just an example of, like, a really clean, already existing cartoonish 3D Kiwi model. Like, this works. Like, this works really well. Not exactly what I'm going for. I definitely kind of want more of a fantastical painterly look. But I'd need the hair. That's the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing for me. Let's go ahead and unwrap this bad boy. Try that. And go from there. Oh, did my music cut out? Or did my internet cut out again? I'll be sad. Also, am I still going? If I'm not, I have to quit. I have to be done. Okay, good. I'm still going. Yes. Hell yeah. Alright. I'm just gonna look at his fanny for a little bit while we contemplate life. Yeah, alright. I'm just gonna call this UV. I'm starving out here, boys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe it's best if I hop off and go get some food and come back to this a little later. I don't think I'll stream it later. The only reason I'm staying right now is because I'd really like my process to be recorded in some fashion. And just recording it's boring, unfortunately. Too boring for my mind. Perfect. Well, let's go ahead and start making some seams. Essentially what we're going to be doing from here, if I have everything set up right, is we're going to be unwrapping him. So turning the 3D object into a 2D plane that I can paint on. Pretty much. That's exactly what it is. So I need to find the exact right edges in order to basically slice my Kiwi up and take his skin off. That's the worst way I could have explained that. The creepiest way I could have explained that. But that's what we're up to. We're going to turn live unwrap on, and we're going to see what we can't do here. I wish I could turn the visualization of the sharp edges off because it's kind of hard to tell exactly what is selected. I mean, I know it lights up a little, but it's really kind of light. If I was looking at it from a distance, I guess you kind of can tell. Still a little harder than it should have to be. A little extra color wouldn't hurt me. I don't know if I could do this. In Maya, when you try to select multiple edges like this, it usually does stop right at a triangle because it's a little unsure of where it wants to fork off or what it wants you to fork off and select. So you kind of have to do that yourself, which honestly is fair. But Blender doesn't seem to care. It seems to auto-detect, which is kind of nice. Kind of nice. I do have it on, but that won't work. I have symmetry on, but it's not gonna. Okay, see, I was sort of afraid it wouldn't select past this triangle, but apparently it does. Sorry, it's a little boring in here. We have no music. Oh man. We could play some heavy metal. Who's in the mood for some heavy metal? What would we even play? I don't know if I'm in for heavy metal, but if you guys are, why not? Alright. We've selected everything that I kind of wanted to select. Now we're gonna hit right click and we're gonna mark our seam. Is that gonna pop up on the other side? It is. Perfect. So now you kind of see our feet. Our feet here on the left. So these are our 2D image planes that we can work with in order to stylize our Kiwi, which is very cool. It's kind of what I wanted. I'll organize them in a bit. Now, if you're wondering what this giant line is, well, if we click on it, oh, am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing a toolbox. Am I crazy? Huh? Oh, it's because I'm not in edit mode. It's because I'm not in edit mode. There we go. We click on this island. Yeah, Bryce? If we click on the island, this is the rest of our Kiwi, past the foot. This is him. So we need to go in and fix that and turn it into something that is a bit more flat. Right now it's just condensed our Kiwi into a spaghetti. He's gone through a black hole. Oh no, can't have that. Alright, these little red marks on his feet are where those seams are. We're basically just cutting up this 3D object with scissors. That's all we're doing. It can be really annoying. I think Maya has better tools for it. I personally prefer Maya's just, like I said, better modeling, better UV editing, not free, $200 a month or something like that. Crazy. Not gonna pay that. Never gonna pay that in my lifetime. And I don't know enough about pirating Maya to do that, and I'm not going to because then I couldn't use these commercially. So Blender it is. Blender it is. Holy, I need some music. Let's go to Macroblink. I do like myself some Macroblink. Hell yeah. Is that TOS? That little man? Is that TOS right there? Who cares? So, let's go cut up the Kiwi. Just making sure I get the exact things I want. I have to try to visualize how this is going to look too. We are being eaten by the Kiwi at this very moment. Nom 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 nom. Playing Overwatch. Adam is playing Overwatch. I'm so sorry, Adam. He's in for the worst day of his life. Overwatch isn't half bad, although I haven't played it in years now. I really enjoyed it when I was playing it. I love games where you can like pick a character that's like for you and then use their abilities to influence the game. Because honestly, that's way more fun than just running and gunning. You know, running down a hallway and shooting a guy. You know, it's kind of like Battlefield in a way, where you can run in and you can like pick a certain loadout and vehicle and then really like sit with it. I like games where you can really influence things in unique ways. Like Call of Duty, it really is just the gun in your hand and your movement. That's all that influences a game, and that's really boring to me. I mean, sometimes it's fun to just see who can like move their mouse better, I guess. But I couldn't care less. Frankly, I like prep time. I'm like Batman. I gotta get my tools in order and my entire like kit, and that's what I use to win games, to influence rounds, blocking off corridors, creating like sectioning off pieces of the map. Those are my characters. When I played Overwatch, my main was Bridget. I love playing healing characters, and I loved Bridget's kit. Oh, it was so good. Oh, that was a lot of fun when I played it. And I guess, yeah, in that game you really can pick the character with a gun and movement if you really want to. You can play Call of Duty. Though I don't think that's very fun. He's still going to be very messy, but we are kind of cleaning this up. The thing is, I don't want it to be seen. When you create these seams, it's kind of obvious sometimes, like what is going on behind the scenes. I don't want you to look at this model and be like, oh, that's like where his like image texture is, you know, cutting off or whatnot. You shouldn't know anything about that. No, sir. So I have to find, like, tricks. Play tricks on you. Granted, now that I think about it, I'm gonna have, like, a bandana here for him. So, frankly, I can create something... I can start making seams here. Like, right here. I think this is right. Also, if anybody's chatting, I don't know if they are. I don't know if I can... It says it's hello test. Okay, perfect. Cool. Alright, let's see what this looks like. We're kind of getting somewhere. You can see this like where at the bottom here. That's definitely where the feet connect. Yeah, you see what's going on now. It's starting to unwrap. But it's unwrapping in very strange ways. It'd be really easy to just do this, I think. But then it definitely is going to look a little strange. But yeah, you can, see it's starting to create an image, I suppose. And it does need to be laid out somewhat like that. Just need to try to hide it. You're going to see the back of the Kiwi more than you're going to see the front. Also, the beak is like really messing with things. Let's see what we can do about that. beak is going to be a completely different texture than the fur. So honestly, probably just mark that seam there. See, we're cooking. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to draw on this island that you see that's selected in orange. If you think about it, here's his eyes. Those are his eyes right here. And then we have, this is where the beak cuts off, right about there. Where else are we looking? Turn on the wireframe so you can really clearly see this. This is where the leg is cut, right down here. This is where the back tapers off right about here. Right, that's that section. And these are his feet. His beaks are right here. And we're definitely going to want to get some fine details in there. So we're going to rotate these. And we'll fix all of this in a second. Is this the bottom of the beak? That's the part I don't know. And you want them to be about the same size. So everything looks right. And there's also a way to check all of this. To make sure the texture isn't like warping in weird ways before you even add a texture to it. Well, technically it is the texture that you're adding to it, but before you add, like, begin working on your official texture. You know what I mean. You don't want any of these to overlap. That would be bad. Now, if I knew how to stack these properly, like in Maya you could just pick two and then say overlap, basically. Like, I want you to overlap exactly, vertice to vertice. So those textures would be the same, and you wouldn't have to redo the work, but yeah, whatever. I don't know how to do it in Blender. Could I look it up? Yes. Am I gonna look it up right now? No. No, sir. Let's go ahead and save this. Perfect. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new image texture. We're gonna call it the checker text. Texture. UV grid. Is this right? There we go. So we created like this UV texture. It's called the checker texture. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply a new material to our boy. We're going to go into the shading editor. And we don't even need to go into shading editor. What am I thinking? I don't think so, at least. Need to see image texture, open. Oh, no. There we go. I know what I'm doing. I know how to use Blender. I've only used it for 2 years now. Has it been 2 years? A year and a half. Even still. Anywho, we're going to turn our shading on, and now we can see what it's doing. And theoretically, these squares should all be kind of uniform. As you can see, they are not. And essentially, now we just have to play cleanup and get these to look right. Now, this doesn't look half bad. That's kind of what we're aiming for, but Obviously the head's a little, like, small. Need to figure out why it's stretching so much, or else we're not going to get much detail into it when we're making our official texture. The feet are looking fine. Fine enough. I don't think I need to worry too much about them. Just double checking things. Actually, I might need to worry a little bit. There's some weirdness for sure. I think most of it stems from this right here. Turn that off. Now, should I have done all this before I mirrored the object? Yeah, probably, but, am I silly? Yeah, probably. I'm not the most efficient modeler or texturer, and I improve my workflow every time I do more of this stuff. But, yeah. I don't know. At least I get to an end point. At least I begin and finish my projects these days. That's what matters. That's gonna help. It's gonna alleviate a lot of pressure here. These are gonna be able to fold a little better. As a matter of fact, I think what we could use are some more seams here, so they lay a little flatter. I think that's right. Yeah, see, it's coming together. Oh yeah, it's all come together now. Cool. Still much to be said about the head. Still much to be desired. Keep doing that. Moved everything. Oh no. Has island selected? Good. I get for live unwrapping things. If I keep creating seams, it's just gonna keep moving things around, so we should stop doing that. I mean, this is kind of how faces are made. Like, have you ever seen a face texture for like a game? I'm sure you have, whether in a meme or not. They've been around. But like for just like 3D characters, like let's go look up a 3D character face texture. They're haunting. There they are. Aren't these scary? Look at these scary fellas. Kind of just get like a melding of the face. It just melts onto your screen. That's what a